Kate, I'm going to celebrate my aunt's 60th birthday. You'll be joining us, of course. It's a big celebration, isn't it? I don't have any plans, so Steve and I will join you. I wasn't asking, was I? What? I'm going to be there, so of course, you, my daughter-in-law, will be there too. Huh. There will be a lot of relatives there on the day, so you'll have a lot of work to do. As my daughter-in-law, make sure you don't embarrass me. I'm afraid you're too dull and boring to be entertaining. Well, I'll keep an eye on you to make sure you don't mess up. Keep an eye on me? With all due respect, I'm not your slave. Huh? Don't get mouthy when you're such a useless woman. You're always talking about work, 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 and you can't even do your chores. What's the point of living together? I know I'm busy with work, but I've never skipped doing housework. Your life should not be affected in any way. You were so quick to talk back to me like that. I can't help it if you're being unreasonable. You are my daughter-in-law, so you should just say yes to what I say to you. You're always talking back to me every single time. It's really unattractive. Sorry. Anyway, I'll do whatever it takes to get you to help out on that day. You better plan on it. Okay. Steve, you got a minute? What's up? Yeah, I just got a text from your mother. There's a 60th birthday celebration with relatives, and she wants me to be there. Oh, I see. I haven't heard anything from her, though. Apparently, I'm supposed to be a helper. Huh? There will be a lot of relatives there on the day, so you'll have a lot of work to do. She told me she will make me do a lot. Mom's bossing you around again? Who does she think she is? Let's not go to the party. No, it's okay. It's a 60th birthday and I want to celebrate it with you. It's okay, since that's the only time you'll ever get together with all your relatives. Are you sure? Isn't she taking it too far? Well, I'm a little worried about what your mother is saying and doing. But I'm totally fine with us attending a relative's get-together. I see. I'm sorry about her. I'll keep a close eye on Mom that day. I won't let her bully you in front of the relatives. Thank you, Steve. That's very reassuring. You can count on me. So please keep your schedule free that day. Okay, I'll do that. Hey, what do you mean you can't come to the family gathering? I'm sure I told you about it a long time ago. Mother-in-law, my father passed away, you know, and the funeral is going on right now. There's no way I can go. What's Steve doing? Steve is attending the funeral, of course. What? Why is he there too? Steve is my husband. It's only natural that he attends my father's funeral. What kind of a joke is this? I told you to keep your schedule clear. You people are so useless. Don't talk like that. We're sorry we can't be there to celebrate with you. We will come back later to celebrate, but I just can't do it today. Why can't you? That's what I'm telling you. My father passed away, and I'm in the middle of his funeral. How can I go? I'm not interested in your father's funeral. I don't care about that. The family gathering is more important, so come here right now. You're really insane. Huh? After my mother passed away, my father raised me by himself. I'm truly grateful to him. Of course, I really want to say goodbye to him. I don't feel like going to a relative celebration right now. I don't care about that. What? I don't care about your feelings. Anyway, it's not too late, so come over here right now. Huh? What kind of a person are you? I don't care about your father. Steve is my eldest son. He has to be here. If he doesn't attend, people will think he's being rude. No, I'm sure your relatives will understand if you tell them the situation. It's my father's funeral after all. If you insist on not coming, I'll have Steve divorce you. What? Why are you escalating this? I don't care what you think. If you can't fulfill your duties as my eldest son's wife, then of course he'll divorce you. What are you saying? What I say is law. Obey me. I can't talk anymore. Anyway, I'm in the middle of a funeral, so I'm going now. Hey, Kate. Answer me right now. Mother-in-law, it's you who's interrupting the funeral, isn't it? Huh? What? There's someone yelling incomprehensible things in the funeral home parking lot. Oh, is there? What a useless woman. Don't embarrass your mother-in-law. Don't ignore your duty to your relatives. It's obviously from you. I'm doing a pretty good job, aren't I? Huh? This will interrupt the funeral, right? Leave it and come back here now. I knew it was you. Who is that ugly man doing the shouting? I've never seen him before. That's none of your business. Anyway, please make him stop right away. I just want to let my father go in peace. Besides, many people from my father's company are coming today. I want to make sure the funeral goes off without a hitch. It's almost time for the casket. Your father's company isn't that well known, is it? Those people, they don't matter. My relatives are much more important. My father's company is quite well known. They have all the top executives here. I really don't care about that. Mother-in-law, I told you that I'll go greet your relatives after I'm done with my father. Why are you so insistent? Don't you care what they think about you? And I have my pride too. I don't want them to think that my own daughter-in-law doesn't follow my orders. Orders? What do you think I am? You're a woman who can't listen to her mother-in-law. Disobedient is the perfect word for you. I think you should be more obedient to me. Okay, I get it. I will try to do that from now on. So just for today, could you please just leave me be, just for today? I want to see my father off peacefully. Then you'd better come back here right now. I can't. I'm in the middle of a funeral. The funeral will go on without you. Let the funeral home take care of it. No. If I ditch my own father's funeral to celebrate your relative's 60th birthday, I'm sure the people at the party will feel it's bad. Huh? What are you saying? No one knows about your father's funeral. What? So all those people think I just didn't show up? Maybe that is the case. Mother-in-law, you need to explain to your relatives what's going on. Your father's funeral is useless information, isn't it? I won't bother telling them that. How dare you? Useless information? What do you think my father was? He was an irreplaceable and precious parent to me. You're a parent, so you should know how I feel. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. But when you got married, you became a member of our family. I need you to put my relatives first. I understand. Steve is contacting all the relatives right now. He said he'll head over there as soon as the funeral is over. What? After the funeral? It's too late, isn't it? They said they'll wait for me. I'll be on my way there as soon as possible. I see. I hope everyone agrees. Anyway, come as soon as possible. And don't ever tell them that I interrupted the funeral. If you say anything about it, I will never forgive you. Okay. And another thing. I'm organizing the celebration, so you need to pay me $2,000. Huh? You need $2,000 for a birthday celebration? That's way too much, no matter how much you did. It's already been organized, and everybody is pitching in. You need to pay at least this much. Anything less than that won't cover it, and you'll look cheap. So don't nitpick and bring me $2,000. Mother-in-law, where are you? Steve and I have already arrived. What? I've been waiting for you. We were late, so we thought you had already arrived. You weren't there yet, were you? I thought you said it's rude to be late. We've already given our congratulations and paid our contribution to the party. Why do you always do things selfishly? I told you to give it to me, and I'd pay it. No, it was too expensive. I asked all the relatives gathered here. Is it really $2,000 each? What? Then they said $100 would be enough. So I gave $100. Mother-in-law, you were planning to keep most of the $2,000, weren't you? You are talking nonsense. I would never do such a thing. You really are an idiot, aren't you? I'm going over there now, and I'm going to give you a thorough talking to. I don't think you should do that. What? What are you talking about? You're going to have a hard time from now on. What? What do you mean? Your relatives are furious. Why? First of all, you told me to leave the funeral. If it's my own father's funeral, of course it's more important. They said that since he was your daughter-in-law's father, it's only natural that you should have been there too. What? Why did you tell them about the funeral when I said not to? I didn't bring it up myself. As soon as I arrived there, they asked me what was wrong. Why were we late? They asked, so I gave a full explanation. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't I? Of course, we're going to tell them the truth about it. Besides, it was nice to talk to your relatives. By the way, your aunt was planning to celebrate with just their children, grandchildren, and close family members. I heard that was the original plan. What? I heard that you forced them to make it bigger than it was. I heard that the grandchildren, who were secretly planning it, were disappointed. Because, well, you know, a 60th birthday is not a glamorous event. Of course it's better to make it a bigger and more fun party. That's your own way of thinking. Your relatives don't all think like you. Well, you're such a horrible person. And you said I had to bring at least $2,000? Even with all the preparations, it couldn't have cost more than $500. What's that about? That's... Well, it's nice to contribute a good amount, isn't it? That's all I was saying. If you guys are already there, I guess I don't need to go. So, see you later then. Mother-in-law, wait a minute. Steve would like to talk to you. What? Hey, Mom. What a terrible thing you've done. I was just talking to some relatives, and there was an employee from Kate's father's company. They said if they had known, they would have wanted to attend the funeral. But you kept calling him and talking about the 60th birthday party. He couldn't think of anything else and missed the news. What? What are you talking about? My father-in-law was the CEO of the company. What? CEO? You never once said that. We brought it up more than once every time we met him. But you never listened, complaining about how bad the food was, how uncomfortable the seats were, etc. You were only thinking about yourself and didn't listen to what others had to say. My father-in-law was a good leader who was loved by all his employees. So many people attended his funeral. They couldn't all fit into the funeral home. That's how popular he was. He's so different from you. That's not true. I'm sure you'll have an overflowing crowd of mourners when it's my time to go. To the funeral of someone who tries to steal money from a 60th birthday celebration? Who's going to come? Steal? Don't talk nonsense to me. I guess it's to give to that man. Huh? That guy who came and shouted outside the funeral home. He's your guy, right? Huh? What? Why? He was rude and disrespectful at the funeral. So I grabbed him and got the whole story out of him. I heard you were spending all your money on him. You're in love with a man you're way too old for. I can do whatever I want. It's up to me, isn't it? I'm a woman too. I heard he was unemployed. Yeah, it's awful. His boss accused him of embezzlement and fired him. Suddenly, he had no job and he was in trouble. So I took care of him. That's all a lie, okay? What? No, it's not. I don't care if you are my son. I won't let you say anything bad about him. I hear he's known around here as a scammer. He finds a target and approaches them with some made-up sob story. And then he tries to get money out of them. You've been duped, you know. That's not true. He and I are getting married soon. How much money have you given him? Well, I'd say about $30,000. Huh? Did he pay back anything yet? Not yet. He said he'll pay me back little by little after he gets a job and we get married. It's like that, is it? Have you ever seen him looking for a job even once? You're joking, right? Just the other day, I gave him $10,000 because he's signing a contract for a new apartment after we get married. What about that? I don't know. He's probably on the run with that money right now, isn't he? Probably unreachable. I swear. His phone number has been disconnected. You've just been used, you know, as an ATM. Oh, no. So that money will never be paid back? That's what it seems like. The money we were almost forced to pay you anyway. That was going to go to him, wasn't it? I'm really glad we went straight to my relative's house. My money? Well, I don't have any proof about the money, but I don't think he's going to pay you back. I'm suing that guy for disturbing the funeral. I can't let it slide after he ruined my father-in-law's funeral. You'd go that far? Of course I would. And you're just as guilty as him. I didn't do anything. I just told him that I wish you'd leave the funeral. I just told him that. How convenient for you, huh? I will never forgive you for trying to ruin my father-in-law's funeral. And I will never forgive you for bullying Kate so much. I've completely lost my patience with you today, and I'm going to cut all ties with you. Wait a minute. Why are you suddenly disowning me? You are my only son. You're my blood. I don't give a shit. You're the reason for all this. You better take this to heart. Steve! Mother-in-law, I told you so. Hey, it's your fault we're in this mess. You should do something about it. If Steve abandons me, I'll be all alone. That can't be helped. You did such a terrible thing. Besides, we're not the only ones who are angry. What? All the relatives who gathered today are equally angry. It's a disgrace to have such a person as you in the extended family. They said they will stop all communication with you from now on. That's not true, is it? You'll see for yourself if you come here. Please come and find out. No. I don't know what people will say. That can't be helped, can it? You did this to yourself. Kate? Yes? If I apologize, will you forgive me? What? If I apologize, will you help me? No, I will not help you. Why not? I'm going to be all alone, isolated from everyone. Don't you feel sorry for me? No, I don't. Do you remember what you did when I was the saddest person in the world after my father died? You tried to ruin the funeral. And to top it off, you even tried to rob me of my money. How could I possibly feel sorry for such a person? You really have no common sense, do you? Steve and all his relatives are disgusted with you. You still say terrible things. I'm your mother-in-law. You should help me. No, I'm going to cut ties with you, just like Steve is. I don't consider you my mother-in-law, so I don't think I'll help you. Oh, no. And I'm going to succeed my father as the CEO of the company. What? You're going to be the CEO? Then, can I ask you for financial support? As you know, I've already spent all my savings. I know, but I don't have to help you because I'm leaving you, right? And you tried to mess up my father's funeral. I'm not going to help you with the money my father made at his company. Don't be ridiculous. Then what's going to happen to me now? I don't know. You can do whatever you want. Work, live on your own. I have no intention of seeing you again. I'll block your number too. Oh no, wait a minute, Kate. I'm sorry for what I did, so don't abandon me. After that, we packed up our belongings and left the house. My mother-in-law was insisting that we stay with her the whole time. We didn't say a word to her. Of course, we didn't let her know where we were moving to. My father's funeral and the 60th birthday celebration. Because of how she acted about them, my mother-in-law seems to have been abandoned by all her relatives as well. And as for the man, he was convicted of disturbing the peace and malicious behavior. He was ordered to pay a fine and never saw my mother-in-law again. My mother-in-law was left all alone. She is living in a daze, holed up in her big house. Neighbors say that her hair has turned completely white, and she has aged drastically. Well, she got what she deserved, didn't she? We started a new life in our new residence. Since I became the CEO of the company, my husband resigned from his job. He has agreed to help me with our company. We are both determined to do our best so as not to tarnish the name of my father's company.